On the door every season, playing over 60, 70 games, don't know the travel distance that we do, non-stop. Finally, the door opened for us. We deserve it, fully, rightfully so. To the family, the Motsepe family, the technical team, the Masandawana, the entire South Africa, thank you for the support, for the criticism, for being hard on us, because we know we are the pillar in South Africa. Finally, we get to add the star. Amazing. Thank you so much.
What a moment. And as we see there, the live pictures, former Barcelona player Sergio Keita coming through with that CAF Champions League trophy. A man that has lifted the UEFA Champions League trophy on 2 occasions, in fact, with Barcelona. But what a moment to just be a part of, seeing such a legend coming, bringing that trophy forward. You hear Ronwen saying they've been knocking on the door for at least the last 6 years, and finally the doors open for Masandawana, the Brazilians. Kabuyelo.
Yeah, no, well-deserved victory, and they deserve to lift the trophy. Like he said, they are the pillar of South African football, and they've been representing us very well in this continental football showpiece. And I think that's why even Bafana is benefiting from Mamelodi Sundowns players.
A lot of heartbreak as well coming through from Rabat. From an ASFaR perspective, it was a packed stadium to the rafters, but not quite the result that they were looking for. But let's talk to moving forward now for Mamelodi Sundowns, certainly going to be right up there, the #1 ranked team in the African continent. That's certainly something to be proud of.
Absolutely. I mean, you've already heard the Mukwena with regard to the tournaments that they're going to play now, FIFA Club World Cup, Super Cup, you know, so it will only help the players to develop, you know, and also help South African players to develop, which eventually also benefits Bafana, because players are getting international experience. And for Coach Miguel Cardoso also, I mean, he was brought into the club for continental success, and I'm sure he's one of the happy men. And together with his technical team, look at the likes of Coach Steve Compel, look at the squad, such a big squad, like Ronwen Williams was saying, Vusiwe, multiple fixtures, congested fixtures, lots of traveling. But these are their rewards today, and they deserve the celebrations.
The celebrations indeed, and they'll be happy because this was a season where nothing from the local point of view in terms of South African local football, no cups, the league title going to Orlando Pirates. But this is a very, very, very good consolation. It's something that Masandawana have wanted for a very long time, and they finally get it after 10 years in the waiting.
Yeah, no, they finally got it, V, and like I said, they deserve it. They've worked hard for it, and yes, if they didn't win this tonight, they wouldn't have won any silverware in 2025-2026 season. So I think they were saving the best for last, and it happened tonight.
Yeah. And I enjoyed that interview with Tebogo Mokoena, also making a joke, saying thank you so much to our supporters for coming out, all 57 of them. But what a moment, even for the traveling South Africans. I mean, one person that I see so clearly there is Mamelo Maka because of those feathers. But a beautiful moment for the Sundowns faithful.
Yeah, what a moment, because obviously it was a hostile environment, hostile crowd. Dominated
First
by...
it was the flight.
Absolutely.
Do we have the landing rights for the chartered flight? No, we don't. We are delaying our arrival, our preparation.
Exactly, Vusiwe. And also, the numbers, a crowd the stadium, it dominator, supporters were ASFaR. And then obviously to get confidence, encouragement and hope as players, they are always looking at those supporters, you know, few supporters that were present, just to get some encouragement. And we saw on the pitch that they were brave, they were courageous, they stick to the tactics. The coaches made the right subs, which is also very important. And yeah, it's an excellent win. And like you are saying, Vusiwe, that they didn't win anything locally, but you know, winning this important continental tournament, like they say that now it validates the Mamelodi Sundowns project. You know, squad recruitment, a lot of financial muscle involved, and these are the rewards that they are getting.
These are indeed the rewards in a final where we saw at least 8 yellow cards being given. You can just see that heartbreak on the faces of the ASFaR players. I want to quickly touch on just some of those moments in the game, because it was quite interesting to see the captain stepping up for 2 penalties, taking them in the exact same way. But we'll keep that for later. Let's talk about the man we see walking up now on screen, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, the changes that he's made to African football. Phenomenal.
Yeah, no. He has changed the face of South African football, actually of African football, because when he came in, he got the right sponsors that were willing to pump in the money, and obviously it's an extra motivation for players going onto the field knowing that, hey, we used to get 36 million 2-3 seasons ago, but now it's 98 million rand. So you can see that Sundowns really means business. They spend and they go out there and compete to win, to bring back the money that they've spent. Hence, they have the South American players.
Oh, their father and son moment with the president of CAF as well as Topi Motsepe, of course, the chairman of Mamelodi Sundowns. Let's take you through to our commentary team now for that massive handover for the 2025-26 CAF Champions League champions.
Well, it's come down to this, the 62nd edition of Africa's Premier Club Competition concluded here at the Prince Moulay Abdullah Stadium in quite some fashion, with the men that, of course, officiated the match. Susama Plum, of course, leading the refereeing team. The man from Somalia continues to make history from out in Mogadishu, 34 years of age, and what a pressure game, and the way they handled this game, along with his assistants and the VAR team, was absolutely top-notch, and while there'll be no complaints from that regard, and we all take our hats off to them, of course, the continent being impressed with what we've seen from them, and well, may the entire refereeing team here be proud of their efforts on yet another historic night in Rabat, just months after the finals of the Africa Cup of Nations at the same venue. And what a game of football we had here, and what pressure on this group of officials, how well handled. And we certainly do take our hats off to them, and well, they amongst those that would have made history. Now, for the men in your picture, a club 67 years of age, ASFaRabat, the Army, as they are affectionately known, step up here. And what a game they put up. They certainly, from the first to the last, put their hearts out there and look to take the game to Mamelodi Sundowns. The likes of Hamoudan, who stepped up just a moment ago to receive his medal, playing their hearts out here and getting the very best out of Mamelodi Sundowns. Buriga picking up his medal after having come on late in the second half. And look to come back and do it all over again next year, keeping in mind for Mamelodi Sundowns, the champions this year, they, of course, were losing finalists in last year's tournament. Now the Angolan Canero, part of the Angolan team that lost to South Africa at the Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco earlier on in the year, or maybe I should say late last year. And this side led by Alexandre Santos, who should be proud of not only his side and the way they put it all out there today, but also the supporters and the passion they brought into the stadium. And so, Technology, the goalkeeper, of course, the 30-year-old two-time Champions League winner in the past with Wydad Casablanca, unable to deny a smashing goal from Debo Mogoena to give the huge advantage to Sundowns. And of course the captain, Imratu, scored the first, and from a second attempt from the penalty spot was denied spectacularly by Ronwen Williams. History made for the man to lead Mamelodi Sundowns. His third attempt in a final with Esperance a couple of years ago. Mamelodi Sundowns in the last tournament. Man who follows Peter Mosimane in leading Masandawana to the top, the very top of the African game. There's Miguel Cardoso, and this is a proud moment for him, a proud moment for Bafana Bastille, and dare I say, a proud moment for South African football. keep in mind this was a battle between North and Southern Africa, with the North of Africa having had 37 titles. For Southern Africa, this is just the third title in being crowned champions. It was first Orlando Pirates, then Mamelodi Sundowns in 2016. Now it's Mamelodi Sundowns once again, 10 years later. The South hoping to put in the work that's required in the years to come to continue to have moments such as this in trying to close what is a big gap between North and South, a gap that sees the 2026 edition going the way of Mamelodi Sundowns. Santos, a certain contributor in the way of being amongst the very best of the continent in creating goals in this year's tournament. Also, with the 3 goals he's had. Mokoena, the man for the smashing goals, and yet another here this evening. And how apt to hear him say he dreamt of scoring in this moment when he spoke to Mazola early on in the evening. 2 surviving members from the 2016 winners. One of them is Dennis Onyango, of course, the Ugandan great, who steps up ahead of the other surviving member. That, of course, is Themba Zwane. Those were part of Peter Mosimani's men that lifted this trophy 10 years ago. They have survived the test of time. Both of them legends in the way of Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club. Patrice Motsepe, the man who bought the club, had a dream of conquering the African continent. And here he is, as the man who leads the Confederation of African Football to do the handover here. And, well, a proud moment for his son, who's the chairman as well, and dreams being realized here in a feat that, well, now been won twice. Proud moments, good team spirit shown when Ronald Williams was begging the bench to bring Zwane on for this very moment. Bafana Bastyle, Masandawana, the Brazilians, champions of the African continent for the second time. Led by Peter Mosimani in 2016, it's Miguel Cardoso that leads Mamelodi Sundowns to the tip top of the African continent, and way behind enemy lines. They celebrate once again having conquered Africa. And what a team, what a club, what a support base. And all in all, Southern Africa proud of this moment, as is South Africa, no one more so than Masandawana, the lovely supporters. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the action from the capital of Morocco, Mamelodi Sundowns, with memories that will last a lifetime as they make history for you.